Alright, welcome back you guys. Today we're going to be making a caramel cake. I did go ahead and buy the cake mix. However, we are going to make the caramel icing from scratch. So for some of the ingredients that's required in the cake mix, it does say to use the oil. However, instead of the vegetable oil, I do like to use butter. So I have 1/3 cup of butter melted and then water. And I just use the butter because it makes it a whole lot more moist and delicious. Stay tuned. Alright, first you want to pour in your cake mix like so. Then you're going to add the water and the oil. Alright, I have my son helping me. Go ahead and start pouring that oil in there, son. There you go. Pour it all in there. Good job. Now we're going to pour in our water. Now we're pouring in our water. Good job. Good job, baby. We're going to add 3 eggs to this. Alright, I went ahead and added our eggs. Now we're going to mix it all together. Alright you guys, so the very important thing about a cake is making sure that you have it properly buttered. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our butter to the bottom of this pan, and then we're going to sprinkle it with flour. I'm going to show you how. Just butter this whole entire pan. Alright, so an important thing with making a cake is making sure you properly butter the pan so that it doesn't stick. So to do that, you want to take your butter and you want to butter the pan at the bottom and on the sides and corners really good. Alright, my son's finishing that up for me. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Alright, right after you butter it, you want to make sure you're lightly sprinkling it with flour here. And then we're going to be ready to add our mix. Alright, we want to pour that in like so. Okay, thank you. Alrighty, we have our oven set to 350. We're going to go ahead and put that in the oven. Alright, so for the caramel topping, guys, we're going to be using some sweetened condensed milk, vanilla, butter, and brown sugar. Stay tuned. Alright, so I've added our evaporated milk first. And I have the temperature on very low on the stove. And now I'm going to go ahead and add our brown sugar to this. Alright, now you want to add your brown sugar to this. Mix it all around. Alright, you want to go ahead and stir that in like so. Keep stirring it till that sugar melts all the way in the condensed milk there. Alright, so you just want to keep stirring it till all of that sugar just melts in, and then once it's done melting in, you want to see it bubble up. Once you start seeing everything bubble up, that's when we'll add our butter and our vanilla. Guys, the trick with this is to keep stirring. You don't want to ever let it sit too long, because if you let it sit too long without stirring, it may start to brown too much at the bottom. You don't want that, so just keep stirring. So we're going to add our butter to this and melt it all around in there. Alright you guys, so as you can see, once you add in that butter, it's going to really thicken up that sauce for you. And now we're going to add in our vanilla. Alright, once you finish stirring that all in, guys, you want to sit this off to the side to cool off. And then we'll be ready to top our cake. Alright you guys, our cake is out of the oven, nice and moist. We're going to flip it over and then we'll go ahead and start topping it with the icing. Alright, so I flipped it over. Once you flip it over once, it'll look like this. And then I'm going to flip it back over again so that we can get that top part of the cake. Alright you guys, I flipped the cake over, and to do that, you just need a plate and just flip it over on top of the plate. And then I'm going to go ahead and start icing this cake. It's like a giant donut. Alright, now that everything's cooled off, we're going to go ahead and start icing this cake. Here we go. Take some icing here. We're just going to drizzle that all over the cake like so. You want to help me with this, baby? Yeah. Okay. Yep, nice and thick there. All over. Alright, we went ahead and put all of the caramel all over the cake. My son said it looks like a large donut, which it does. And I can't wait to cut into it and see how it came out. Alright you guys, now we're going to go ahead and cut into the cake and see how it came out.